When reflecting on the state of your soul, it is critical to recognize when you're moving away from God and heading down a dangerous path. Hell is not simply a distant concept, but the end result of choices that lead to separation from God. There are clear signs that indicate a soul is becoming ready for hell, and these warning signs should not be ignored. One of the clearest signs is a hardened heart. When your soul is becoming indifferent or resistant to God's voice, you stop caring about right and wrong. You may begin to ignore the voice of conscience, pushing aside any feelings of guilt or remorse for sinful actions. A heart hardened to God's love becomes desensitized to the needs of others, growing cold and self-centered. Instead of repenting or seeking forgiveness, you become comfortable in your sin, even justifying it. This spiritual numbness leads further away from God and toward a place where you no longer recognize His truth. Another warning sign is the rejection of God's grace and mercy. God's grace is always available, but a soul ready for hell deliberately turns away from that grace. You begin to embrace pride, refusing to acknowledge your need for repentance or salvation. You reject the notion that you need God or anyone else to guide your life. This self-reliance blocks you from receiving God's forgiveness. Worse yet, you may mock or despise the idea of faith altogether, scoffing at the idea of salvation. When you reject grace, you walk a path that leads to eternal separation from the God who loves you. A third sign is the embrace of sin without shame or repentance. If you find yourself living in sin without any desire to change or confess, this is a dangerous indication that your soul is growing calloused. You stop seeking God and instead pursue worldly pleasures or personal gain at any cost. Sin becomes a habit, and over time, it consumes you, pulling you further away from God. You might even take pleasure in leading others into sin, dismissing the consequences of your actions. At this point, the soul is walking in darkness, and without repentance, that darkness only deepens. Finally, the complete absence of love for God or others is a chilling sign that a soul is on a path to hell. When you no longer love, you no longer reflect God's image, which is love itself. Hell is the ultimate absence of love, and a soul ready for hell has shut itself off from both receiving and giving love. The lack of compassion, empathy, and connection with others signifies a heart fully closed to God's presence. If these signs resonate within you, it is not too late to turn back. The mercy of God is infinite, and no one is beyond His redemption. But ignoring these warning signs is a dangerous path. Hell is not a place God chooses for you. It is a place you choose for yourself by rejecting His love, grace, and truth. Seek God while He may still be found. Thanks for watching. Share this video with your friends and family.